Hey everybody, it's me. I'm back. Yeah, a few hours ago I just got back from seeing John Carter. Like this is actually the first movie review I've done since Mission Impossible. Yeah. So yeah, long time. But yeah. Anyway, getting into this film, I was actually debating whether I should see this or not. Like I was and whatnot, because I heard kind of mixed things about it, and it's also based on a book by Edgar Rice Broyles. I think that's how you say his name. I forgot. Sorry if I mispronounced his name. But one thing that's interesting. What I learned about this guy, he's actually the same guy who created Tarzan, which is interesting. And like the character John Carter has actually been around since like 1912, and I just recently found out about him. He's like been around longer than a lot of like characters in a lot of comic book superheroes and all that stuff. And from what I understand, he's like the basis for a lot of things, like I guess Star Wars, Avatar, which actually did kind of remind me of that, like watching this movie. Like yeah. So anyway, on getting onto the film itself, like I didn't know what to expect, but I mean, it had a few ups and downs, but I can say I enjoyed it. Like it was good. Like it was nice. I guess a little debut. I guess. I mean, something that'll have people talking about it. So yeah, it has Taylor Kitsch starring as the title character. We have Lynn Collins as Deja, and then we have Willem Dafoe, who voices Tars Takas and everything. And who else do we have? We also have Mark Strong as who is called the Metai Shang. Like I guess this mysterious force, like leader of this, like these groups of people. Sorry, I forget what their names are. It's been a few hours and I'm like really tired, so forgive me. But like it was interesting. Like he like basically John Carter is this like Civil War veteran from the Confederate side. He's from Virginia. Like it's funny. He was actually called that like by Taras Takas like Virginia and all that stuff, and then he's transported to Mars mysteriously, and on Mars he can actually breathe, and he can like jump, and has all these abilities. He is like powers that he would have under, I guess, strength and all that stuff. It's kind of like Superman under a yellow sun. It's like I think that's maybe some say that's probably where Superman was based on. Yeah, but yeah, it was very interesting. A lot of interesting points there that I felt were engaging and intriguing, I should say. Like it was had a few ups and downs. It was kind of slow in some parts. Had a few comedy moments, which is funny with Kitsch and some of the aliens, and then that little dog-like alien that followed him around everywhere, like zip 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 zip. That was cute. That was actually kind of cute. I wouldn't mind having one of those little aliens as a pet. It's like yeah. So yeah, basically, like let's see, what else can I say about it? Yeah, well, in a sense, like it kind of exceeded some expectations I did have of it. Like I wasn't sure what to think. I mean, my expectations were kind of low. Like I wasn't sure if I was a little skeptical of going into it, but I'm kind of glad I did. I mean, it was overall it was enjoyable. Like I enjoyed it. Like there's some points that I liked. It was a little bit not quite what I mean, there were a few things that weren't quite what I expected. I mean, there was some confusing, but you have basically all the there was like the civilization was dying, and we have like what was interesting was the Meta Shang, who was played by Mark Strong, who sort of controlling the force behind it and everything, sort of manipulating each like character and everything. And then we have Deja, and like the little chemistry she has with Carter, like, and it was like kind of just like sort of electric right from the start and everything. He saves her, and then they're trying to their paths kind of cross a little. Like it was like kind of it's almost like a star-crossed romance, you could say, like literally, like they're from different worlds and everything. It's like he's like and he starts to find his purpose. He decides dedicate his life to saving this race and saving this planet and everything. Barsoom, as it's called, like that's what the inhabitants call it. Like whereas people, I call people on Earth call it Mars. They call it Barsoom, and the people on Barsoom or Mars, however we want to say it, they call Earth Jarsum and everything. So it's like jumbled up language. I mean, I wonder where Edgar like came up with this stuff. That's what I'd like to know. Like basically, he's like the first in his. I think he was like 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 it was like back then, 1912. That's a long time before we had all this modern sci-fi stuff. Like we have like all this sci-fi like fantasy stuff, like Star Wars, Avatar, which honestly really did remind me of those two things, and I guess Superman, you could say, and everything. I think, like, yeah, and everything. So yeah, it was from what I've been hearing, and like, yeah, really good, good stuff. I mean, Kitsch like actually did a nice job. You know, as a character, he was funny. You know, he's very, and he was funny. You know, he pulled it off. You know, he had and he was sarcastic, nonchalant in a few scenes and everything. So and he was he kind of pulled off his character like as being John Carter. It seemed to kind of suit him. I think I think like he was good for the role. Like he was good as cast. And the guy who directed it, Andrew Stanton, like his is actually his first live action debut. But although I'm not sure you like count live action since a lot of it was on like animation still. Because he directed Finding Nemo and WALL-E and had a hand in A Bug's Life, a lot of Pixar films. Like this was a Disney film, like this a franchise they're trying to make, you know, kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, trying to, you know, capitalize on that with John Carter and everything. And I mean, it was kind of, seemed like it was kind of like sort of like a forced franchise and everything, like since kind of like Prince of Persia, they kind of just trying to get that in there. I mean Prince of Persia, I was alright. I mean, it was enjoyable on some level for me, although I think this was probably better than Prince of Persia, I think. If you ask me, it was like somewhere in between Pirates of the Caribbean and Prince of Persia. That's how I would rank it in terms of like, you know, live action Disney films like that come out in the last 10 years. So yeah, like Disney's starting to capitalize it and just kind of move on, kind of, you know, kind of just, you know, just kind of establish ground and making like a new set of films, like, you know, other than just, you know, animated type stuff. So, but like overall, I'd say, you know, it was an enjoyable film. I think a lot of people will like it. You know, I think, you know, I mean, I've heard mixed things about it. You know, and you know, I haven't read the books, so I don't know about it. But they do sound interesting. I think, I mean, one of these days I might have to like look at the books myself. But overall, I think, you know, I'm glad I saw it, and you know, I got a lot of it. And but yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna head to bed. You guys can just comment and let me know what you think, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.